challenge. And yeah, it's 4th of July, so for those of you in the U.S., happy 4th. We're going to talk a little bit about health independence today.
That's right.
Just because, well, it's Independence Day. And, of course, we're going to make Sweet Freedom. That's the name of today's smoothie. So if you still haven't gone and signed up and gotten the recipes, please do that. Go get the recipes and get started. So far it's been fun for us because it's pushing us out of our comfort zone in a lot of ways, both ingredient-wise, but also showing up here on camera together. It's also, something because you gotta anyway, enough of that.
Not enough. We talked about this yesterday and we were saying, you know what, eating the green smoothie every day is not really a big deal for us, not a big challenge.
No.
Because we've been living like that for almost a decade.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're getting up and we're creating videos with our vitamins blender and have a conversation with you about it, that is stretching our...
Yeah, big time in a lot of ways.
But it's good.
We want to just say a big thank you to those who are leaving comments and sending us emails and text messages to friends and family who are sending shout outs. So thank you so much. It is encouraging to keep us, showing up because it is. We're day 4 of 30. So we're not even at a halfway mark yet. We can't even see the light at the end of the tunnel in terms of making videos every day. But we've committed to this. And the one thing I can say about our relationship is when we commit to something, we commit to something. So
yeah, that's real.
We stick with it. So here we
go. And we're really hungry right now. So.
We are. We've waited. We had a lazy morning, which we never do. I think we might have been procrastinating making a video, but here we are. So we're going to make Sweet Freedom.
It's a challenge.
And we are doing some substitutions, so I'll tell you what those are. For those of you who have the recipe, we are using cherries today, surprisingly, instead of strawberries because we ran out of strawberries. And we're trying to kind of stick to what we bought. We're going to use what we bought.
Yeah, we happened to come across a deal yesterday in the store. So.
Oh yeah, the cherries were super priced really well for organic cherries.
In Georgia.
Yeah, so we were like, what? Grab them. So we're substituting that and we're adding 1 extra banana. They asked for 1. I'm going to add a second one because we have that frozen banana that we put in there yesterday in the freezer. So we're going to use that today along with just a regular banana.
And I think that's another thing we should all remember is that we're at liberty to kind of play with this and experiment.
Freedom. You have freedom
there it is.
to make your smoothies the way you want. So keep that in mind. The recipes are like a good springboard and a good sort of security blanket for those who are new to this process. And then also people like us, a good sort of push you out of your comfort zone in terms of what you use to make your smoothies. So, all right, we're going to make this smoothie and we'll be right back.
For real this time.
All right, welcome back. We have Sweet Freedom in here. Sweet Freedom modified, our version of freedom. So let's do the pour and the taste. We didn't taste this for sweetness, so we'll see.
Yeah,
we're just gonna go with it today. And
talk about raw. You get to see the raw reaction.
Yes, that could be dangerous.
Now, one thing we did talk about while we were making this was the fact that we've never made a smoothie with cherries before. So
it's a lot. It seems like more work than we wanted to try to do. Yeah, and then access and cost. Cherries are expensive. They're delicious, but they are expensive.
It was easy to do when we lived in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd go pick them off a tree. I mean, you would have buckets loads for a few dollars.
Yeah.
But once you start shopping at grocery stores for cherries, they get quite pricey.
Yeah, they do.
But this includes blueberries and cherries, 2 of my favorite fruits. Yeah. So I'm excited about this.
So here's the thing about this also. This one's, we didn't put any sweetener in it, so it's basically sweetened by just the fruit. So fingers crossed that it's good. If not, I'm going to drink mine anyway.
Me too. But the other thing we should say is once you get used to sweeteners, like the added help, that it gets difficult to go just to the natural stuff.
Yeah, it does.
But you can definitely acclimate to this.
Yeah. So start maybe without the sweeteners. And then, when you have a smoothie that just needs a little bit of something to give it an extra kick, then add the sweetener. But a lot of times if you buy your fruit properly, you can get really sweet smoothies when you blend sweet apples with sweet bananas, especially if you let your bananas sit for a little while and let them get some brown spots on them, because that's the sugar, and you want that to happen. So anyway, let's taste these.
Let's toast this up, because
cheers.
Yeah, stomach is growling.
Here we go.
Cheers.
Thank goodness, it's delicious.
Not disappointed at all. You understand?
This is really good. So the adding of the cherries. Okay, so let's just talk about the cherries for a second. There are little devices. My mother just told me this yesterday. There's a little device you can buy, a tool that you can buy to help you pit the cherries. We don't own that. So this morning I stood here and literally sliced cherries so that we could have cherries in this smoothie today. That's not something I would agree to do more than maybe once every couple months or so.
Even with the partnership trading on, that's a lot.
Yeah, because to get a cup of cherries that are pitted, yeah, I had to cut a lot of cherries.
But it was worth it based on
the
the taste.
It was absolutely worth it. So would I do it again?
It was worth her doing all the work.
Would I do it again? Yes, absolutely, I would do it again. Would I do it every day, 3 times a week? No, not very frequently. So it would be a treat. It would be a special treat for us. So yesterday we talked a little bit about health independence. I shared a little bit of my story and my journey, or our journey, based on my health issues that I had back in 06, 07. And I think, today the only thing we really want to add, well, Damon probably has some stuff he wants to add to it, but I would say for those of you watching, if this is the first video you're watching, day 4, go back to day 3. You can hear us talk a little bit more about independence, health independence, and how it's important to be in control of your health. This is true.
And in light of all of that, we have to be very careful about what we believe. So it's important for us to be a student of our personal health, because no one knows what we're going through except us. No matter what the Merck manual says, what the doctors learned about symptoms and situations and the effects of this, that, or the other. It's really important that we really study our own health and the relationship we have with food. I mean, when we think about the placebo effect, this is the first glimpse into the truth, but the mind is powerful. So what you believe matters, right? If you believe that, there's nothing I can do, every year I'm going to get about 3 or 4 colds, if you believe that, then your actions are going to kind of follow suit with that kind of thinking. But once you start to believe or understand, and I'm not going to say believe, but understand through studying your own body, and the belief that you start to develop is a knowledge. It's something that you know. No one can tell you any different. When you start to know that it matters what you put inside your body, that kind of belief structure really impacts one's health, because you believe that there's nothing that can really bring me down except me.
Long story short, independence. We're talking about this because we see so many people, friends, family, strangers, who get into this cycle of belief that there's something wrong with them that actually probably isn't wrong with them, and they end up living a life based on false information, or information that isn't as accurate as it could be.
Right. And as a result, they don't live a life of freedom.
Right.
Health is wealth.
Anyway, we want you to be healthy. We want you to live the best life you can live. And your health is a big part of that. If you aren't healthy, everything else suffers. Your family suffers, your relationships and friendships suffer, your job probably suffers, your ability to be successful suffers. Everything suffers when your health is out of whack. So we just want the best for you. And so whatever that means for you, we're not saying don't talk to doctors, don't listen to doctors. We're just making sure we repeat this, because we don't want anyone to think that we're saying disregard your doctor's advice, or don't listen, or stop taking your medication. We're not saying any of that. We're just saying be mindful about your health.
No doubt, no doubt. And we're only sharing this because we love you. We don't have to know you to love you, but we love you, because the better every individual is on the planet, the better the planet's going to be. So we want to help people.
Yes, the collective consciousness.
That's it.
All right, so we're going to stop there for now. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on day 5.